Hey friends, Pastor Doug here with another edition of Teaching.
We interrupt this program for a special report. Disaffiliation in the UMC, what it is, and how we arrived here. Since 1972, human sexuality has been a point of contention in the United Methodist Church. Our current official stance is that the practice of homosexuality is not compatible with Christian teaching, that self-avowed practicing homosexuals will not be ordained as clergy, and that homosexual weddings will not be conducted by our pastors or held in our churches. This stance has caused friction between the more conservative side and the more liberal side of the church for years. A special session of the General Conference, our top governing body, was to solve this issue in 2019. All it really did was create more anger, highlight the divide, and create paragraph 2553 in our Book of Discipline to provide a way for congregations to disaffiliate or leave the denomination in a somewhat orderly fashion, a process that under our current rules has to be completed by the end of 2023. For us at Eden United Methodist Church, this process would require an affirmative vote by 2/3 of the members present at a special church conference, and would potentially harm our relationships with each other here at Eden. The cost for our congregation to leave, based on paragraph 2553, would be a lump sum payment of roughly $50,000 to the annual conference. Attorney fees and other legal ramifications of leaving would further inflate the overall cost. Although not required, as I have no plans to leave the denomination I have served for over 30 years, a pastoral transition would also have to take place, and this, more than likely, would require you to find your own pastor, which presents challenges of its own. Returning to the big picture, following that 2019 special session, a group of liberal, moderate, and conservative leaders met with a national negotiator and hammered out a protocol of reconciliation and grace through separation, which, if enacted by the 2020 General Conference, would have created an extremely smooth transition plan and at least two new entities, a conservative denomination and a liberal denomination. However, this protocol has never been voted on by General Conference, as it was delayed due to COVID-19 and is now set for 2024, after the current disaffiliation rules end. Additionally, the liberal side has declared that this protocol is no longer viable, and the conservative side has announced the formation of the Global Methodist Church in May of this year. While the underlying issue is human sexuality, the grievances now include the authority of bishops, scriptural authority, and building ownership. We are now seeing congregations and pastors leaving the denomination using paragraph 2553. By the rules set in place at the 2019 special session of General Conference, this process must be completed by the end of 2023. Some are joining other denominations, others are becoming independent churches, and others plan to join the Global Methodist Church.
Well, there you have a brief overview of how we got here. What does it mean for our congregation? Well, the consensus of our administrative board at its October 12th meeting was that no action needs taken by our congregation at this time. Teaching Tuesdays has never been about answering every question or touching on every aspect of a subject. Instead, it's designed to touch on those big picture issues, and I think I have given you a good overview of our denominational path. If you have other questions around this, please feel free to talk with me about it. I don't have all of the answers, but I do have a pretty good grasp of the big picture that's going on and what that may mean for us in the future. I'll be back next week with our final episode of Teaching Tuesday on Fruit of the Spirit. That week we'll be looking at self-control. Take care, friends. Peace be with you.